Hello ladies, I am coming on here right now to talk about brushes. Just want to give you ladies some insight on the brushes and what I use and what Seint offers. Let's see, this is where I keep all my brushes in the Seint little brush holder thingy. So I'm going to open it up and show you guys. Okay, so see if you can see. So they're falling. Anyway, these are my brushes in the brush holder. Now that it's open, they're all falling everywhere. And I did get some new brushes today, so I'm very excited about these brushes. Before I actually get into each brush, I'm gonna show you how I clean them. Okay, so this is our Seint brush cleaner. It is amazing. This one, okay, because a lot of times you gotta let it dry for a long time. This one is a dry brush cleaner. So as soon as you use it, it's ready right away to be used. So I'm going to show you how I do it. And this has a really nice smell to it. It's very important. We really should be washing our brushes once a week. It helps to get rid of all the bacteria. Like I got some discoloration here. That happens from when we use our brush all the time without cleaning them. We just spread it all over again. It helps to condition the bristles and keep them in really good condition. And it helps prevent breakouts, because I've noticed that if I don't wash my brushes regularly, that it's not blending like it was. So then I realized I should be cleaning my brushes more, and every time I do, it makes such a difference. So this is my blush and bronzer brush, okay, right here. So I'm going to take this. All I do is I just spray onto the head of it. I take a towel or a face cloth or whatever, and you just swirl it in. Just blend it in, just to have all the makeup, excess makeup come off. And look at the difference. It's dry. I can use it now. So it's very important to do this. Some ladies have, I've heard stories, I'm going to do this side too, of ladies who have washed their brushes the traditional way, with water and soap, and they have had some instances where the bristles are falling out. So, if you're careful, I'm sure that it may work. I just don't want to chance it myself, because this is actually formulated for our brushes. These are cream brushes for cream-based makeup, and this is formulated for it. So I feel safer to use that. And like I said, I don't have to wait overnight for it to dry. I don't have to put a hairdryer on it. And it's all ready to go. It's not wet. So that's the first thing. Next, I want to talk about each of the different brushes, because it's very important. Anything you do, if you have good tools, it makes a huge difference. So I know that with cooking, if you have the right knives and the right tools, it makes a big difference. These tools are incredible, these brushes. I've used, like I said, not very much, but I have had some brushes before I've never really used, just on my eyes. And I've even just, the ones I've had lying around, I've kind of tested, but nothing compares to these ones. Anyway, so I'm just going to go through each of the brushes and what their functions are for, so that you know what you're getting into if you buy a brush, okay? So I'm going to start with the 3D brush, and that's what most ladies start with, because it's the most versatile, and it gives you more of a medium coverage. So you have the rounded end, which would blend in your mane, blend in your everything, contour, bronzer, whatever. You can blend this in. This is a more pointy end. This is more for maybe more detail, like if you want to get in around your eyes. I personally like to use smaller around my eyes, but some people do use this. Some people use it for getting Aspen on, color corrector first. It's more pointed, so you can specify areas in your face that you want to target. So this one, if you're getting Seint for the first time, this is the one that I suggest first, is your 3D brush. But you don't have to start with that one. You can start with a different one. If my next one that I suggest to people, if they didn't want to start with this one, because personally I love this. I love the coverage of it. It's not a whole lot different than the brush and bronzer brush. The ends are kind of similar. I still do find the blending a little nicer on the 3D. But I don't use the pointy a whole lot. Just if I'm like targeting certain things. So some people do, some people don't. This one's the brush and bronzer, brush and blush and bronzer brush. Okay, that's a tongue twister. So this end I use for my blush. I always use my blush and bronzer brush to do the blush. So I blend in my blush with this one. This end is the bronzer. And this is what I've been doing lately. I was initially putting bronzer on, like just with dotting it and blending it in. But lately I've been taking this end, the fluffier end, and just dipping it into my bronzer and going around certain areas of my face. And I just find that it gives more of a subtle look, just a nice finish with the bronzer. And it's very, very light coverage, so it's not on too heavy. So I love that with this one. Okay, so those are two. This one here is the buff brush. So this will give you your fullest coverage. If you want to have like full coverage that, is on fairly thick. I'm not a super fan of having real full coverage. I like kind of medium to light. But I have used this at times when I want a little bit more fuller coverage. So this is your buff brush. It has a smaller end and a bigger end, but super soft. Love the feel of it. It's good to have on hand if you want a little bit of a fuller coverage. Okay, now this is the detail brush, I think. Detail brush? Yes, detail brush. This one, I love this one. So I use this one a lot. This end, the smaller end, for under my eyes. So putting on my concealer under my eyes. If there's like spots on my face I want to cover up, I'll use this end. This flat end is really good for contouring. So you can dip it right in your contour and just, go over your forehead, cheekbones, down the sides of your nose. It's good for that because it's very flat and it can give you a good solid line down your nose. So this is really nice for your contour, this detail brush. All right, now I'm just showing you the brushes that I have been using, and then I'm going to show you the new ones I got today. So this one is a multitasker brush. I need to clean it, but this one is incredible as well. It's great for putting on your lipstick. Perfect size for that. Also, you can line your lips with the bigger end or the smaller end, whatever you prefer. The bigger end, I find it goes on a little bit easier. And then the small end is great for if you have any spots you want to get rid of. So anything you need to target. If you got a little pimple, just dip it in your brightening highlight or what's another one? Sunlit is really good. And just lightly, because don't forget that our makeup is highly, highly pigmented. So only a little bit goes a long way. You really don't need to be dipping your finger in and getting it all over. Just lightly touch and put it on. If you need more, you can always add more. You only need a little bit and blend it, and that's how it works the best. So with this one, you just lightly dip it in, just target. I had a breakout. I don't know if you can see. I think it's stress or chocolate. Anyway, I had a breakout down around here. I had 2 or 3 little pimples, so I was taking this and just lightly dabbing it and getting rid of the red. So it's great for that. So this is the eyeshadow brush. Eyeshadow brush is what I use all the time. So the fluffier end is great for just getting your full eyelid. Just a little bit. Our eyeshadows are highly pigmented as well. I've never used eyeshadows so pigmented before. Little tiny bit, little goes a long way. and just kind of swipe like windshield wiper to get it on. And you know, use as much or as little as you want. This smaller end, I need to clean this too, but this one is more for, like, I use it for on the corners of my eyes when I use the darker color. I also use it to line the bottom a little bit with some color, but this one is great too. And what I do after I do my eyes, I put on my main color, and then I put my darker in the corner. I go over the fluffy end and just blend it all. So this one's lovely. So these new ones I haven't used before. So this is a powder brush. I just took it out. So when you get your brush, you get it in this thingy my bobby, to protect it. And just take it off. This one is the powder brush. So I wanted to get another brush for when I use the vanilla dust powder. Vanilla dust powder is amazing because when you just put on what you want, it'll keep it there. So I just use a little bit. I've been using an old powder brush that I have, so I'm excited to use this one. This one has an angle to it. Feels nice. So it'll be easier to pat on. This one's more rounded. And I just take a little bit of vanilla dust, pat it under my eye or wherever I want the makeup to stay. And if I don't want a whole lot of shine. So I'm looking forward to this one. So this is a powder brush. This one is our blend brush. Okay. Ooh, I like this one. This powder brush feels a little dense, and I think it would be great for fuller coverage as well as blending your mane and your contour. Similar to the buff brush, but kind of the same density. Not quite as dense as the buff brush, but still a great brush. This one is the one I really wanted. This is our blend brush. And so with this one, it's a light coverage. It's very, very light. The end is similar to the end of the detail brush. Just a little bit of a different shape. So it'll be great for the small places under your eyes or wherever you need to do it. Actually, you can even apply your contour, your highlight with the smaller end. Dip it in, just put dots all over your face and then blend it all. It's a nice way to do it. So this is the end that I was looking for. This is what I really wanted for my vanilla dust powder. Don't know what it's going to be like. I'm going to try it and see, but it's kind of what I wanted. I don't like a lot of powder, so I just wanted something light. Just tap it in and a little bit of light under my eyes. So this is what I'm going to use in this one for. So this one's great for eyeshadows. It's the smudge brush, and the two ends are rounded. I'll show you the difference with the eyeshadow brush. So if you can see, the eyeshadow is like softer, longer. This one's more pointed. These are great for smudging in your eyeshadows. So, and also another great one to apply your eyeshadow. I'm looking forward to using that one. And then I have the line brush. So this is great for if you're filling in your eyebrows and you need to put some color up there. I don't need to fill in my eyebrows because they're pretty thick. So I need to keep my eyebrows in place, my issue. So it's great also for the eyebrow wax. You just, eyebrow wax, as far as I know, I haven't bought it yet, but it comes kind of like hardened. So you have to use, I think, a bit of setting spray on this, mix it in around, and then use it on your eyebrows. The line brush is great as well for filling in eyebrows. So you can like just tap it into an eyeshadow that you like, a color that you like, fill in your eyebrow with this. You can use this to line under your eye, pointy in, you can see. So this is another lovely brush. And I think, I'm just checking here to see if I've missed any that I haven't bought yet. Just a sec now. Yep. Looks like I have them all now. Yay! Now, This seems like an awful lot, and it is, and I never ever thought I'd ever use brushes to do my makeup, because I always use fingers, because I'm not a huge makeup, person, but I do enjoy it. So, but now, like, I just love using this. These are the tools that I use. It makes a huge difference with getting my makeup on, blending it right. I love it. And, I didn't just go and spend all kinds of money on this right away. I took my time gathering piece by piece. That's why I'm excited today, because I got a couple more brushes. But I wanted to get, especially if I'm telling you ladies about it, I wanted to get them physically to let you know how they work. So the new ones I got 4 new ones. I'm going to test them out. I'm going to come back, let you know what I think of them. If they're, what areas they work best in or whatever. There's another tool. I don't have it here with me right now, but the Perfector sponge. That one is great when, like, if you find that you're putting too much on and it just seems like it's just too much. You take the Perfector sponge, you wet it enough that it's like double its size, you squeeze it out, and then just take it and just kind of like press it in. Don't wipe, because you don't want to wipe it all off. Just kind of press it in. Get the excess makeup off. And what a difference. Oh man, I love the Perfector sponge. When I'm done on my makeup and I just want to make sure it's perfected, and I'll use that and do it. So that's your info about brushes. If you have any questions at all or want to take a look at the brushes, let me know. I can come over to your house. We can go for coffee. I can show you the brushes and figure out what's best for you. But I would suggest, if you want to keep them in good condition, the cleanser is amazing. So anyway, hope you ladies are having a great day. And if you have any more questions, just let me know.